Hi everyone, this is Tabor Cope, and this is my 10th video in a series of videos I'm doing about budgeting. If you've made it this far, congratulations! This is the final video. In this video, I'm going to go over the year's total page. Before we get there, I gotta say, hey, you should watch other videos as well. There'll be links to those in the description down below, and you can see them all on my website, which is taborcope.com, on my budgeting page. Okay, so in my spreadsheet, the last page is one here that's called year's totals. And I want to talk about this page a little bit. On this page, there's two big tables. This top table here, you can see I've got named year expenditures or withdrawals. And as we scroll down, you can see we've got another big table, which is the year's earnings / deposit totals. So these two tables are exactly the same in that they have all the categories named here in column A. And these categories will reflect whatever you type in as your category names in January. So whatever name you give it in January, it'll automatically change here on the year's total page. Now, in this top one, this is all the withdrawals that you made total for that category each month of the year. And then down below in this second table, then this is the total amount of deposits you've put into each category totaled for that month. And then off to the right, you'll see that we have in the top table the total expenditure you made for that category over the whole year, and then a monthly average. So that's just this number here in column N divided by 12, and that gives you the answer in column O. And same thing down here for the earnings. This will show how much money you've deposited total for the whole year in that particular category, and then what that averaged out at over the course of the whole year. So the idea behind this is you might have some categories that fluctuate throughout the year. One example might be a gifts category. Now, some months you may not spend very much at all may not spend much money in the gifts category, and then some months you may spend a lot more, like December during Christmas time. So as you use this spreadsheet over a couple of years, you can use this to help you see that, hey, you know what? Over the course of the whole year, we spent this much money on gifts, and that averaged out to be so much dollars per month. And you can use that to help you to start to budget what you want to put into that category throughout the year. So whatever that average turns out to be, it might be $40 a month. Then you can say, okay, well, for this next year, what we want to do is every month we want to deposit or allocate $40 a month into our gifts budget. And we recognize that there's going to be some months where we have no withdrawals out of our gifts budget, but that's okay. We're going to let that balance grow bigger and bigger. So that way when we get to like December, where we spend lots of money out of that gifts budget, we've got the money already there. And so that's kind of what this table is supposed to help you do in that thought process. The other part of this year total page, as we keep scrolling down below these two tables, is it kind of gives you an overall how much you have earned and your total expenditures and your total earnings and the difference. And then we've also got a bar chart here. So this breaks down your earnings versus your expenditures for each month. And the earnings are shown in blue and the expenditures are shown in red. So ideally, you'd like to just look at this and see that you've got a higher blue bar than a red bar each month. And this is kind of just a quick visual to help you see how you're doing. And in this case, in March, in our example spreadsheet, we see, yeah, we brought in a lot more money in March than we spent. If we keep scrolling down, then this is another bar chart of all of your expenditures by category. And again, these categories here in the chart will automatically update based on the names that you give your categories in January. And so this can just kind of help you see at a glance which of all of your categories are you spending the most money. And this kind of shows you in a visual fashion. So those are the two charts that we have in the year totals page. That is pretty much it for the year total page in general. The only other strategy thing I might give you is just starting to use this page and just starting to think ahead about the transactions that you're going to have. One of the things that I try to do in my transportation category, for me, I put all of my transportation costs in that category. And for example, I know that my cars are getting older. And so I will purposely put more money each month into my transportation category than just what gas is. So for example, if I use about $100 a month in gas, I'm going to go ahead and still put in maybe $200 a month into transportation, because I know that eventually down the road, a couple months later, I'm going to have to do an oil change on my car. And eventually the tires are going to wear out, and eventually the brakes are going to wear out. And as my cars get older, I know there might have to be some type of replacement. I might have to, service the transmission or something like that. And so I'm going to purposely put in $200 a month into my transportation category, even though I know I only spend about $100 a month on gas. And I'm going to let that extra money that I leave in the transportation budget keep growing more and more and more, so that way when I get those unusual expenditures that hit me, like getting an oil change done or having to buy new tires for the car or something like that, then I have extra money put into my transportation budget to cover those expenditures. That's also where I've got the appliance budget and a new vehicle budget. I try to set aside a little bit of extra money into those two categories, so then that way, when the time comes for when the appliances need to be replaced or repaired, or when it's obviously time to get a new vehicle, I've got some money set aside. And that money is set aside is completely different from my emergency savings. I always keep the emergency savings set off to the side for any unusual things that I wasn't foreseeing. Well, I really hope that this budgeting series helped you guys. And again, if you've got any questions about budgeting in general or about how to use the spreadsheet, please feel free to ask. I answer a lot of questions all the time, and I'd love to help people on this. You can contact me by going to my website, taborcope.com, and I have a contact me page, and you can send me an email there. You can also leave a comment on YouTube, and I'll do my best to scan through those and answer any questions you might have. All right, well, thanks a lot, and if you like this series, please share it with those that you know. Take care, and happy budgeting.